Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Horror, the American Horror Story after show that's after the show that premiered the day before. So, I do want to obviously give a nice little viewer warning to all of you that viewer discretion is advised. This video does contain spoilers for American Horror Story New York City, episode 1. And also, there is some very tense material in what we're going to discuss, as it is American Horror Story. So, please, unless you are of age, I do not recommend you guys watching this Beyond the Horror with your kids around. So, I want to thank everybody very much for being here. This video is very much brought to you by my awesome patrons. If you guys would like to become a patron for only $1 and earn exclusive access to my videos, patron only group and parodies, just click on the link in description. Huge shout out to my longtime patron, Casey Brown. Thank you, Casey, so much for having big faith in my little channel. And guys, I mean, American Horror Story New York City, it is finally here. I have been waiting to sit here and do Beyond the Horror for a year. And yes, it is totally okay for you to make fun of the way that I say the word horror. I say it horror, which is, I don't know, it's probably my southern draw, but let's briefly review the episode a little bit, then let's give some thoughts, and I also want to get into what you guys thought. A quick thing that I do want to note, though, is that episode 1 did not have opening titles. They were not included. It was so weird. They were in episode 2, but not in episode 1. And we were introduced to a significant amount of characters in this opening episode. So I'm going to try to navigate as best as I can for y'all and try to make it make sense as much as possible. So I also want to say that I did intend on doing episode 2 for Beyond the Horror tonight. However, I do have to do it tomorrow. So, Blaze, I know you had to go, but it will be a little later tomorrow, and hopefully you'll be able to join. And I just want to thank everybody very dearly for being here. If you guys would not mind doing me a favor and liking the video and subscribing to my channel, as it helps YouTube love me like you guys do. Thank you. Okay, so it's 1981 in New York City. The actual episode opens with a pilot and his stewardesses. They're checking into a hotel, and the pilot runs across the stewardess. She's upstairs, she's half naked, and she's like, "Oh, I think I've lost my contact in my bedroom." And he's like, "Find it yourself. I'm married." Dude, I was like, right on for him. And then he got all sexed up and went to the gay bar. And I was like, cheating on your wife, dude? No. But it was, I understand. It's 1981. A lot of gay men and women had to hide themselves in actual, straight relationships. So, not going to absolutely knock that down whatsoever. But Captain Ross, who we are really talking about in the opening of the episode, is our first victim of the season. He goes to basically a club, and let's see, he becomes the first victim. He disappears, and his body is found in the Hudson River, minus his head, which is found later. And the autopsy shows that a handkerchief was stuffed down the man's throat. And of course, our guy Patrick is the one who is investigating the case. Now, he is a gay man, but nobody knows he's gay. And he is a police officer, a detective, a homicide detective. And he believes that there is somebody stalking and killing gay men in New York City. Okay. Now, Gino Borelli is a journalist for a uh, um, newspaper called The Captain. Patrick wants to stay silent in the closet all from that closet. So there is a huge dynamic, but yet they very much love each other. So that was a very much, interesting dynamic. I mean, if they lived in today's society, they post their relationship status on Facebook and post it as complicated, but it truly is. So then we move on to Adam and Sully. And Adam and Sully are roommates. And Sully is our second victim of the actual season when he asks Adam to come with him to a party with the pretense of selling drugs. But yeah, he just wants to hook up. I mean, who hasn't lied to their best friend about wanting to sell drugs at a party and instead wanting to hook up? I mean, I've never done it. But now that I know that that's an option, I would, if I'm ever single one day, I'll be sure to keep that add that in the back of my pocket. Absolutely. I'm gonna go sell some drugs. Come with me. Oh, I'm not selling drugs. I'm actually hooking up. Wow. So romantic. Okay. Now, Sully takes Adam with them to this party. And at the party, Sully is hooking up with someone, and Adam is by himself in like this cute little park area. And he sees this big ass guy dressed in leather with the cross in front of his naked chest. And, rightfully so, he screams and starts running away. And Sully goes to try to help him, but Sully ends up being the victim of the killer, as far as we know. But unfortunately, nobody sees what happens to Sully. And therefore, Adam goes to the police station and he actually ends up talking with the detective Patrick. And he lets him know that, look, me and my friend went to a party. He's missing. He never came back. Something is wrong. And that's when Patrick basically tells Adam that, look, you just got to wait. You got to wait a few days and see if your roommate shows up. But that's whenever Patrick actually goes to his boss, who is Cal Penn. He's Captain Mazzara. Captain Marzara. And Captain Marzara doesn't really care about missing gay men. There is this huge cloud of who cares about these F words. And wow, it is really, they did a really good job demonstrating that in this episode about how people just, especially back then in the early 80s, that especially did not care about gay people or their rights. What, baby? Nope, I don't have it. I'm sorry. Okay, so Patty Lupon is awesome. She sings a couple of songs in this episode, and it was so steamy and sultry. It was outstanding. She gives us a sultry remix of Fever in a bath, at a bar. And at this bar that she's singing at, Adam sees a picture of the Leatherman that he saw in the park. And he asks the bartender, look, who is this guy? Bartender's like, I don't know, but the guy who took his picture is Theo Gates. So just go talk to him. The next day, Adam does go to Theo's place. And at the bar, I'm sorry, before he goes to meet Theo, he meets Gino at the bar. And they spark up conversation really quickly about missing gay men. Okay. So the next day, Adam goes to Theo's place, and Theo tells Adam that his grandmother was a psychic and that she could see things that no one else could. And in Haiti, they called her a witch. And she also said that Theo was her favorite because he is the one that she passed her powers to. Get ready for a witch theory video, guys. After I'm done with my review and I put out my AIDS crisis video, expect the witch theory video, because I think we can safely say now that it's going to be Theo that is going to be the witch this season. And if you're rolling your eyes, keep rolling them. Roll them back, baby, to the like and the subscribe button, okay? Make sure you love my channel. Roll those eyes straight back while you hit that like and subscribe button, okay? I hope I'm keeping you entertained. So Theo confirms to Adam that the guy in the picture that he's looking for is someone named Big Daddy. And Adam gives Theo his phone number and tells him, look, in case Big Daddy comes back or you get any information on him, please call me. So that's when Adam exits and Sam enters. Zachary Quinto is such a typical skis. Hi, baby. I know I love you too. He did such a great job as a skis ball. I mean, oh my God, he was just so dirty. Like, not like I mean, yes, the man needed to take a bath, but he was just so perverted and so like when I moved to Florida, I did not realize that sex was literally on the mind of every single person that lived in Florida. And so when they were like, "Hey, would you like to see my model pictures?" That's not what it means. So if anybody from Florida ever asks you guys to say, "Hey, look at my modeling pictures," say no. Say no because trust me. Right, baby? Say trust me and trust Cooksey, okay? Say no. But Sam is the typical, like, nasty pornographer that is a slick talker, can sell any poor innocent kid into selling out his morals, and what he would normally want to do because Sam is so good on selling him on what could possibly be the future. So, ugh, I really like Theo, but I hate Sam. Oh, he's so disgusting. And he needs to take a shower and he needs to stop smoking. Seriously. He is like sexy Scathitch's little brother, little hot, sexy brother. He needs to wash that hair. He needs to shave that beard, brush that teeth, and stop smoking. Those four things, Sam could be hot. Right, Cooks? Or, for in your way, Sam would be somebody that you wouldn't bark at. But if Sam was somebody in our neighborhood that was just walking by, everybody would call the cops on him. No, he's so disgusting. I love his character. I just you know how it is when they write such a great, disgusting, filthy, awful character. You're just like, I freaking hate you. And the fact that the show is making me hate a fictional character that does not even exist, that's good writing. Okay. So back to the synopsis. So Barbara, Leslie Grossman, is Patrick's soon-to-be ex-wife. Barbara is straight and Patrick obviously is not. I don't think she does know about Gino, but I mean, she's a nice person, but you do get she's a little upset that Patrick never told her that he was gay before they got married and that she definitely harbors some anger about their divorce, especially over the reason that, baby, I know I love you too. Go lay down. Mommy made your bed all nice and soft. You go lay down, okay? Go lay down, Cooks. Cooks, go lay down. Good boy. Okay. So Barbara just gives off, even though she just gives me nice to your face vibes, but talks shit behind your back. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's Barbara and her and Patrick's drama. Now, after that, Dino is at a bar questioning a bartender about like some of the men that have gone missing, just about unusual things. And that's whenever he meets Henry, who is a regular at that particular bar. Gino questions Henry about his theory of a serial killer while they both have a drink together. And Henry reveals a man does come in sometimes at the end of the night, takes home some of the lonely, sad people that have been left behind, and then that person is never seen again. So, another thing that Henry tells Gino is that this guy loves Mai Tais, which I thought was kind of an interesting topic of a fact. In the same bar, when Gino leaves, Sam is selling this innocent young kid named Freddie on coming over to his house so his photos can be taken, like edgy photos. Not photos. When I say edgy, we're thinking of like nipple action or maybe a little nudity. Nope, that's not what's in Sam's mind. Take a tiny bit of nipple, spin that around like 8 million times, get dizzy, vomit, drink a bunch of stuff, watch Salo, and then understand that that's what he wanted, and then vomit some more. And then again. I'm not gonna lie, that everything about Sam makes me wanna vomit. Again, good character writing. But, so poor Freddie does go over to Sam's house where it looks like Big Daddy is the bouncer. And we're gonna get back to that in a second. Gino leaves the bar after he's questioned Henry. He's having a drink with Henry. He gets the information that he needs and he leaves the bar. And when he does, he starts getting hazy and he just starts feeling funny and funky. And that's whenever somebody comes up to him and he's like, "Oh, I think somebody put something in your drink," and then puts Gino in the car and takes him away. And that's the last that we see of Gino in this episode. So I thought that was very interesting. And now back at Sam's house, we're just going to skip that. I don't even think I even want to get in to what Sam wanted photographs of poor Freddie for and what he wanted him to do. I just don't think I could repeat that on this YouTube channel because my poor mother watches this channel. And I think YouTube and my poor mother would have a heart attack if I described exactly what Sam wanted this poor Freddie to do. So later, either Freddie is at the bathhouse or he's in Sam's house. I thought he left Sam's house. I don't know. It's a little confusing at the end for me. But at the end, Freddie is like in this bathhouse and Big Daddy is there waiting for him. And we don't really see, I don't think we see Freddie after that. I don't remember. I have to see episode 2 again. And okay, so one thing we absolutely need to talk about, and that I did not get a chance to absolutely go over really quickly, was Hannah. Hannah is a hematologist. I mean, I assume she's a hematologist, so don't quote me on that. I know some of you guys like to pick at me. You can pick at me, but I'm just saying I think she is. But Hannah is researching an outbreak at Fire Island that is killing the deer. And she predicts that this disease could leave the island and infect others. So she suggests to the police and the local wildlife keepers that the island should be wiped clean of all of the deer. Excuse me. And at the end of the episode, that is what the police are doing. They are shooting and killing all of the deer that are on Fire Island. Oh, man. Guys, this was definitely a decent episode. I understand what they were trying to do and what they were trying to set up here. So many characters, so many storylines. It really truly feels almost as if American Horror Story is back. And I am really excited to see what happens and we all know what happens in episode 2, and like I said, we'll review that one tomorrow. But in there, oh, okay. Um, we will review that tomorrow. But I absolutely thought that it was not a strong open, but it was decent. And because they introduced so many characters, different storylines, how they connected, there was a lot of information. A lot of information. So I'm not going to lie. I did have to go back and watch the episode a couple of times, mostly because I wanted to give them the ratings of it. And secondly, because I wanted to make sure that I was accurate. I kind of thought, is it just me or am I not understanding what's going on? So I want to go to your comments and let's talk to you guys about what you think about the episode. So I'm going to start from the top. And I know Mr. Blaze had to leave. And Blaze, I love you. You are so awesome. You are like the son, the 21-year-old son that I don't have. I was about to say that I never had, but I do have 2 sons. They're not 21 yet. However, I was just mixed my words. So Cheshire Wolf is his theory says, part 1, I need to rewatch the episodes again. There was such information in these first 2 episodes, as well as many metaphors that need to be unpacked and digested. I know, like the umbrella. It's kind of almost like the black pill in this season, And Cheshire Wolf also says the first episode itself had such detail and gave us so much information as to what is unfolding in the season, but it left so much more questions to be answered. And the way the horror is unfolding this season seems to be a misdirection horror, which is definitely what we have come to expect from Ryan Murphy and the writers over the years. I love that they gave Billy a doctor role as that she gets to explore. Let's see. Professional side, a bit more, but she is also bringing a darker aspect to it. If you pay attention to the mannerisms she is playing, we all know I was looking forward to Zachary Quinto, and I was disappointed, or I was not disappointed. Okay, good. I'm glad you are, because I wasn't either. His ability to bring forth the darkness wrapped in that charming nature that he does always draws me into whatever role he plays, and can't wait to see more of him. I could not have said that better myself, Cheshire Wolf. And Cheshire Wolf says, don't know why so much came out of such in these. My apologies. Guess I was typing too fast. Oh, honey, don't worry. You are fantastic. Don't you worry. Okay. Thank you so much, Trevor G, for being here. My thoughts again is that I thought the first episode was highly decent. They gave us information that we needed, such as the relationship dynamics between Gino and Patrick. I'm sorry, my phone keeps going off for some reason. I keep looking at it. It's like, what are you trying to tell me? Are you people liking and subscribing? No? Okay. So I thought it was very decent, and I thought we absolutely got a great idea of Gino and Patrick's relationship. I have a good idea about Adam and Sam and Theo, even Theo. Theo. Okay, let's just get this over with. There's an elephant in this room that we have to address right now, and we're just going to get over it. Hi, Adam. I love you too. I miss you. Hi, Jessica. Okay, let's get out. Let's get this. Cookie is ready for the elephant to get out in the room too. Let's just say it. Fucking Theo was so hot in this episode. Good God. Please. I was praying during that episode for God to turn me into a gay man so I would somehow have some kind of hope with Isaac Powell. Good Lord. Who is his trainer? Whoever he is, I want the same trainer because I want my ass to look like that. I want abs like that too. I'll put in the work. I just need a good trainer to help me get there. Right, Cooksey? We'll put in the work. If we get abs, right? And a nice, hot, firm butt like that, good God. Isaac Powell, thank you, God, for making sure the writers and the whoever kept him shirtless this episode. Thank you. Okay, elephant in the room is done. Baby, you go ahead. You go lay down. Cooks, go lay down. I know. Thank you for coming and go on, Cooks. Thank you for understanding what I said about Isaac Powell. Go on, Cooks. Oh no, baby, you're gonna pull over my computer. Go on, Cooks. Cooks, go on, baby. Good boy. I guess Cookie completely agreed with Isaac. Jessica, we are doing great. How are you doing? Alicia, I am so glad you are here. Thomas, thank you so much for being here. Oat Lover, thank you so much for being here as well. Who dis? Thank you so much for being here. Who dis? Who dis says, she says, it glitched out one time in each episode, was watching on Dish. So, guys, by the way, if you want to watch the American Horror Story episodes, usually I'm not a person for pirating. However, I don't stand for pirating the episodes, but it's a good thing that I watch them sitting down. So if you would like to watch the episodes of American Horror Story as they premiere Wednesday night, there will be a link in the Freaks of AHS Facebook page. Come join. It will be pinned at the top. And it will even say, this is the link to watch AHS tonight. Again, I don't normally condone any kind of pirating. But seeing as the fact that I literally have watched episode 1 8 times today. I mean, seriously, 8 times today I watched episode 1 to catch those little things and little niches and those little conversations and stuff like that in the actual episode. I have been nitpicking through it. So I've been very busy working on that. And that's actually why my review isn't out yet, guys. I was going through and picking at it. So even though I pirated one, well, excuse me, I didn't do nothing. If anybody of the legal system's watching, I didn't do nothing. I just watched my episodes later. However, those of us who need to watch it that night, I got your hookup. Just come to the Freaks of AHS on Facebook, and there's a link to it in the description. And because I'm giving you guys AHS, like me, subscribe to me, please. Enough begging. The begging will wait for another 5 minutes. Okay, so yeah, there was a tiny bit of a glitch on it, but like I said, later I watched episode 1 like so many 8 times, and I only watched the one last night once. So, and the way I see it, I definitely made up for my watching karma. Allie, it is so great to have you here. Thank you for being here. Thank you, White Bear Productions. I love you and miss you. OTAKU. I'm just going to call you O Lover. I'm sorry. I'm just such a screw up right now. I can't read. Says, I fell asleep during the first one. Oh my God. Now, that's an honest opinion that I like and I can stand behind. Cheshire Wolf says the episodes were absolutely amazing. They gave us a lot in the first episode, more than just characters, but it was beautifully done. And we opened up with some gore of finding a head clogging a drainage pipe. I mean, oh my God, the gore was there, definitely. 81 was a great year, said Who Dis. You darn right, girl. Miss T asked, did they have an intro? No, they didn't for the first episode, Miss T, but for the second episode, they did. And guys, don't forget, I'm going to do Beyond the Horror, covering AHS NYC episode 2. I'm going to do that tomorrow night. I honestly thought I would do it today. However, I'm behind on my reviews, and I wanted to watch the episode again. And oh my gosh, I'm just a little behind. So we're going to do part 2 tomorrow night. But my review should definitely be up in the morning. I could tell you guys all of the trouble that I had on my review today, because it wasn't making the script for the review. It was actually the problem of getting the images and the videos. That's where I had the problem at. It did not have it solved until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I need a drink if I could have one. Allie says, I don't care about being spoiled, but I'm halfway through episode 1. Mom surprisingly was able to record both episodes. Nice. Trevor G, you're awesome. Brooke says, I didn't notice it in the first episode. I saw intro in the second episode. Creepy as ever. Yes, absolutely. No Name, though. So glad you're here, babe. No Name, though, said it wouldn't be an AHS season if Ryan Murphy didn't violently murder gay characters. And another thing, too, is that murdering gay characters, oh, hang on one second. Fix my computer. Is something that Ryan has done, but Ryan has also actually included finally people who are gay to be gay characters. I am so sick of straight people playing gay actors because they only go by what they think is gay and what they see in the other movies and how they study other actors, and it's not real gay culture. And I don't like it. I hate it when gay people are portrayed by straight people. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. I would just prefer, such as if the cast calls for someone of an Asian descent, to cast someone of an actual Asian descent. If we're talking about an AHS where the main character is transgender, make the main character transgender. I'm not, don't put a beautiful blonde playgirl or Playboy model on the front who is not transgender. I just hate that kind of stuff, that they would do. But yeah. Okay. So let's see. Debbie, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. Alicia, thank you so much for being so sweet. Brooke, you are so sweet as well. Thank you so much. And we have this person right here who's trying to get you to do date disruption. My God, don't click on that. The Queen Patty. I know, I absolutely loved Patty Lupone blocking the trolls. Thank you, Allie. For some reason, I don't have, with the new chat, I don't have admins anymore that can remove it. So, rawr. Oh, thank you, Alicia. You were so sweet. I appreciate it. White Bear says, it seems like this season is going to be sexier. Woo, yeah. Cheshire Wolf says, looks like Theo is a warlock. Mm-hmm. Allie's asking which one is Theo again, and he is the photographer. He's the one taking the picture. Trevor's like, I'm so hungry. I know, right? I'm thinking about some pizza after this or something, right? Let's see. Arnie is asking, is Big Daddy like a unicorn at a swing party? I know, right? Ah. Debbie's asking if we think that Theo is Robert Mapplethorpe. I don't know, but I do think that Gino is supposed to represent the reporter who got killed from the bag murders. I think that's who he's supposed to represent because he was researching it. So, I don't know. We'll see. Also, the scene where Zachary enters says Ali Vaney enters is where I paused, right? His morals and his bunghole too. He's a creeper. LOL. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Arnie says, I hope this season isn't a copy of Cruising. My Belle Michelle says, or Michelle My Belle, sorry, honey, says it was a good episode for me. I absolutely agree. Cheshire Wolf says, well, wouldn't you be if your husband pulled that stunt on you, Mary? I'm trying to think, what were we talking about when we were talking about that? But probably, whatever you said, probably, I would probably, yes, be mad. Yes, Trevor G, it is Trevor's first season since Asylum. It is awesome. Casey, your first live stream. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Okay, Alicia's going to write it, but I ain't going to say it because that's one of the parts. I literally wanted to vomit when that part came up, and that's all I'm going to say. Oh my God, I cringed. It gave me so much of the ick that I had to vomit. And AHS hasn't made me vomit since the finale of Double Feature. But in a good way. Actually, yes. When was the last time AHS made me vomit in a good way? Cult. It's probably got to be Cult. I'll think of that somewhere else. Thank you for writing what I wouldn't say. Cheshire Wolf was like, no. Debbie was like, I screamed, nope. Yeah, we're just like, no. MG is trying to fix and watch it again now. Watched like 10 minutes. It made me feel like I was watching one of those cop shows like Law and Order or something. Absolutely. Ali says, sorry, playing catch up with the stream. Absolutely. No worries. Mrs. T is asking, did I miss the theme song and intro? No, you didn't, darling, because they did not have one for episode 1, but they had it for episode 2. So you're good. Zach, my guy. I know you're Zach, that guy, but you're Zach, my guy, because you're a longtime patron. You're awesome. Zach says, I'm okay with the season, but I still prefer supernatural issues instead of real life ones. I use AHS as an escape from life's actual horrors. Well, I was actually thinking that Big Daddy has got to be something supernatural. I mean, there has got to be something going on with him. There's no way he's a bouncer for Sam all the time and then part timing as a killer in the park. I don't know. That just seems like so much dedication. I mean, if you're going to be a bouncer for a pornographer that needs you 24/7, when are you going to have time to kill? It just honestly, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. So when it comes to that, so I bet you some way, somehow, some way, it will be supernatural. Lola says, did Theo say he was part Haitian? Yes, his grandmother. Well, no, sorry. He said that his grandmother was a witch, and in Haiti, or sorry, his grandmother was a psychic, and in Haiti, she was considered a witch. So he didn't say she was part Haitian. He just said that in Haiti, she was considered a witch. So I would assume that means that she came from Haiti at one point. Why would Haitians call her a witch if she had never been there before? Oh, Debbie. Oh, yeah. Theo in his black mesh tank top. OMFG. Thank you, Lord, for making men like that exist. Okay, sorry. The hotness is abundant in this season, including Sandra B. I know Sandra looked really good in the beginning of the episode, and I know we get a little bit more of her in part two, but she is a badass. She plays a lesbian, and she is in the beginning of the episode, only for a very short time. She has a couple of badass girls with her, and they want Gino to actually cover more than just gay men's rights and gay men's issues. They want him to cover gay women's rights. And he's like, no, I'm a gay man and I cover gay man issues. So that's why Sandra was only in there for such a short time. But it was really badass again that uh yeah, so I mean she is a badass and I absolutely thought she was wonderful. My Gaddy, Mike. I wasn't as pumped about this season before it started. First two episodes were decent. I'm so happy to see my girl Billy Lord. I know, and she's a doctor. She's a doctor. I'm so glad they actually gave her a nice, really great um title. Sort of, like what they did for Angelica Ross last year in Double Feature. They at least gave her a doctor. Okay, sorry, but I hope kids aren't about or in AHS this year. Don't come for me. Well, I mean, it would seem kind of silly if they did include kids when they're going for such an obviously sexual nature in such a season. So I it would feel uncomfortable for me if I saw children in this episode. I'm not gonna lie. Adam, it is so glad to see. I am so glad to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Brando says this season is just way too sexual for no reason. Not every scene has to have a couple making out. But that's the point, Brando. You have to understand this was right after, I guess it was Stockton. And I probably should go over that in some of my history. I have the history of AIDS coming out on, I would say tomorrow, but I'm trying to get my reviews out first. So, and then I'll put out the AIDS one. That's basically done. I just need to shoot it. But you have to understand that in the 70s and early 80s, well, especially in the 70s and going into the 80s was the sexual revolution for a lot, for basically everyone and all in the gay community, lesbians and gay men. So they were, I mean, they were exploring, there was sex everywhere. So I don't think they're trying to push it in your face that this is going to be a sexual season. When I researched the blackout, the AIDS epidemic, oh God, I did some more research for things that happened in New York and oh yeah, possible serial killers and things like that. So when I did all of that research, it was straight up 1,000,000% always said in every article, sex was on every street corner and in every underground bunker and basically in New York City. And so I get what they're trying to do. They really I think some people might say that this is sex for no reason. But I think because some of us have done some of the research and we know we see that they're just trying to explain to you how open sex was back in the 70s and 80s in New York City, especially in the gay community. So I absolutely understand. Not every scene does have to have, two people going at it, but expect it. Expect it. Okay. Because again, that was the theme for the 70s and 80s, well, early 80s until really 81 until AIDS came out. So Lane says, I'm loving Adam's character so far. I want to like Theo as well, but I need some more of him first. He actually seems like kind of a nice guy. He's just trying to get through life the best way he can and utilize the people that he has to get what he wants the most. Right, Ashy Slashy? Ashy agrees. And Alicia says, I agree, Mary. My only complaint was the lack of representation regarding women of color so far. But other than that, I'm so glad that they have gay people playing gay characters. Yes, I know. I mean, and there is a lack of color. And I do think that's going to change, especially with our gay men circle. But again, guys, you have to remember too, the 70s and the 80s, that was when we were coming out of racial segregation. And that was huge for history. Huge. So there was still a lot of racism in the 70s and 80s. And I know because I grew up with it in the 80s. So sadly, I don't think we're going to see much representation of men and women of color in this season because the time frame sadly doesn't give them any acknowledgement of it. So, yeah. Felix Fan Sans, I'm so glad to see you, Felix. Aw, haven't watched the episode yet, but it's great to see your lovely face. Oh, thank you, sweetie. I really appreciate it. Oh, Lola says, cover your ears. Jessica, I haven't seen the ratings yet. I am so sorry. My phone keeps going off. I'm thinking because if my mom calls, I always pick up her call no matter what. I always pick up my mom's call. Oh, yeah, Milkmaids. I got sick as hell, says Zach, that guy, during the Milkmaids on AHS stories. Yes, that was so gross. Okay, good vomit moment. That is probably a very good one. I can see why the code name for this season is bandana. Makes sense now. Yeah, and why it was in obviously the promo, the little teaser, and also we had the fact that Patrick has a bunch of bandanas in his closet that it showed us in this episode. And it's like, okay, Patrick has some secrets that we're definitely going to need to touch upon. Excited about that. So, yeah. Michelle My Bell says, I cringed. I haven't vomited, good or bad. I've occasionally jumped while watching AHS. Hotel gave me good chills. Maybe Big Daddy is a metaphor. Yeah, I know, right? Hold on. Debbie says he definitely has something voodoo, warlock, or whatever. He's a snack. Oh, God. Honey, Isaac Powell is more than a snack. He is a full 8-course dinner with baked Alaska for dessert, bouncing off that perfectly round ass of his. Debbie, yes, I agree. I love Big Daddy. I agree. I did too. Taz lesbians, says Debbie. I'm trying to get to some of the most. Okay, Preston is saying, I think Big Daddy is Sam. Preston, that's a really good idea. But there's got to be two. So, I mean, in all of my opinion here, what I was saying, it doesn't make sense that Big Daddy works as a bouncer for Sam and spends his spare time chasing gay men in the park. That doesn't make sense. So maybe Sam is actually Big Daddy. We need to see like Zachary Quinto without his shirt. because the only person who I think is anywhere near looking like Big Daddy is Theo, and even Theo still then is not he's not tall enough. I mean, this Big Daddy is a big daddy, and Theo is a nice, tight piece of perfection. I mean, he's been etched as a Roman Greek statue. At least he is in my mind. Um, so it's absolutely possible. I'm sorry, I was just thinking about Isaac Powell. So it's absolutely possible that Sam could be Big Daddy. I'm not sure if he'd fit the physical bill, and that's what we're darn it. Oh, okay. And so I don't know. We definitely need to have a theory video on who Big Daddy could be. So absolutely. Who dis says original Mr. Jingles at Camp Redwood killed in 1970, then again in 1974. Is Jingles in New York City? Oh, well, he could be. Oh, okay. So Trevor's asking, am I the one drooling over Russell Tovey? Okay, my darling, you are definitely not. Um, he is very attractive, especially when they have him like in these little white wife beaters and these tight cut jeans. He almost looks like Freddie Mercury. Am I wrong in thinking that he almost looks like Freddie Mercury in New York City? I mean, I really think he does. But, yeah, I absolutely you are not the only one. So, Dylan is so glad to see you. Dylan says, "If Theo is a warlock, I wonder what his power would be." I know, I'm definitely going to speculate on that. Trevor also asked if Amazon Eve was in this. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Drew, so glad to have you. They said it's really cool to see Ryan Murphy breaking through the mold with stereotypical horror stories and the final girl trope. I feel like horror fans didn't get enough male final girls. Well, I gotta tell you guys, Ryan and Brad did not write this episode. It was mostly done by I did see Manny Cotto's name in the writing credits, and there were 2 other people. So, I guess we can credit this season because it's not written by Ryan and Brad. I am serious. Go to the well, wait, they didn't put in yeah, at the end of episode 1, when it says written by, I believe it says Manny Cotto. Okay, who dis? Seriously, you're gonna make me laugh so hard. He would have a condong as his power. Well, I would love to be Lois Lane in that aspect. White Bear Production says the fact that this season is set in 1981, that does mean that New York City is set 3 years prior until the events of 1984 began. Yes, absolutely. And don't think that hasn't escaped my thoughts either. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up Beyond the Horror. What I give the episode generally, I'm still not sure yet. It was a strong opening episode, but there was a lot of information to unpack and to try to get a feel of. So that's why for me, when I saw it the first time, I was like, whoa. I mean, and then we went right into episode 2 and I was a little confused. I was like, okay, wait. Who was that person's name from episode 1 that I forgot? What was their So absolutely, there were certainly some times where it just really seemed like it was going a little too fast. But then again, I was trying to watch it live and I didn't realize it started at 9. I thought it started at 10 p.m. my time and it started at 9 p.m. So of course I wasn't ready and I flipped over at like 9:02 and AHS has already started. And I'm like, "Oh crap." So just had to dive right into it like a lot of us did. But I've watched it so many times since then and I don't hate it. It's much better than what things have been. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hate the opening to Double Feature. I didn't hate the opening to Apocalypse. I didn't hate the opening to, Murder House, but yet those seasons sucked. Okay, maybe not Murder House so much. I'm sorry. I'm just anti-Violet and Tate. They just annoy the crap out of me now because they're been on there for so long. But um guys, oh, let's just keep our fingers crossed that they stay strong, that they stay strong in this writing, okay? Maybe let Brad and Ryan and Ian and the rest of them work on 911, The Watcher, enjoy their success from Dahmer and from The Watcher, because I truly feel that right now, Ryan and Brad and Ian just need to sit back and enjoy their success that they have put out and just let somebody else kind of do American Horror Story right now. And that would be fantastic. It's not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just saying, hey, we're going to sit back a little bit and let somebody else kind of take over. And I understand now maybe that was the reason why we didn't really get a trailer. I'm not mad at it anymore because at least we got the episode. So you guys are so awesome. I will see you back tomorrow night. We're going to talk about episode 2. And don't forget, if you can't make it, no worries. Just this will be or set to be displayed after, so you can watch it after. And please don't forget to love me, to like and subscribe, so that way YouTube will no longer hate my channel. I would be so grateful. Did you like and subscribe? No? Oh. Okay. I love you guys so much. I'm Eddie Anthony. So glad to have you here. Thank you so much that you were here. Roo, see you soon too. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my opinions. Thank you for expressing your theories and your thoughts. I always love listening to them. And I will see you guys for tomorrow night for the next episode of Beyond the Horror. And I will see you guys again soon for my reviews of the episodes. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.